Sup, I'm Denzel, and these are my wacky thoughts. If you don't understand something, you ask for help, right? Wrong, and let me tell you why. When you ask for help, three things happen. One, you look weak. You show you don't understand what's going on, aka you look stupid. Two, you're taking the time out of somebody else's day. What, just because you don't understand what's going on, they can go on with their lives now? That's kind of rude. And three, you might not even get the right information. After all, you're just asking another human being. They don't know everything. So whatever help they may give you might not even be helpful at all. Sure, the person might be a tutor or a teacher or one of your seniors or even an expert in the field. But that doesn't matter. They still make mistakes. They're not better than you. So instead of looking stupid and getting wrong information, just stick to yourself. Don't understand something? Look it up on the internet. Keep your questions to yourself. And maybe Google. That's all you really need. Oh! Okay, that's terrible advice. You just go over there for a little bit. Yes, asking for help can be very scary. And for me personally, that was mainly for those exact three reasons. I didn't ask for help because I didn't want to look stupid. I didn't want to be a bother. And at the end of the day, I felt like I could probably find it online somewhere. But really, life is just so much easier and simply better when you do ask for help. So today, I want to take the time to talk about just that. I want to talk about why you should ask for help. We've all been there, right? You're in class, the teacher's explaining something about something, everybody's following along, except you. No, you're just in the back of class, confused as hell and completely lost. Now you could raise your hand, ask a question, and just clear the whole thing up. But when you look around, you realize you're the only person who doesn't get what's going on. And so you stay quiet. I mean, it's understandable. You don't want to look stupid, and raising your hand feels like a literal beacon signaling that you're the only one who's not smart enough to understand something that everybody else does seem to understand. Except everybody else might not be understanding at all. They might be just as confused as you are and just a little bit better at hiding it. On top of which, that whole beacon might not be signaling what you think. I mean, generally speaking, we ask things to understand things better. That means that when you ask a question or ask for help, what you signal is that you want to know more about the subject. It shows that you're interested in whatever this other person is doing or is talking about, which, if anything, is gonna feel like a compliment to that person. Now, especially that last part is something that I had trouble getting into my head. As I said, one of the major reasons why it was always hard for me to ask for help, and still is sometimes, is that I feel like I'm bothering others with my questions. Every time I feel as though there'd be so many things this other person would rather be doing than listening to or helping me. But when I stop to think about it, that doesn't quite add up. I don't know if it has happened to you before, but think about it. If somebody were to come up to you and ask you for help for something that they're struggling with, how would you feel? Would you feel annoyed by the disturbance? Would you feel disgusted by the fact that they don't know as much as you? Yes! Okay, well, I know I wouldn't. Every time somebody comes up to me to ask for help, I feel two things. First, I feel flattered that the person would even ask me. I mean, I generally ask people that I think are knowledgeable and reliable. So, thank you for thinking I'm not. And second, I feel respect for the person who came up to me. Partly because I know just how scary it can be to come up to someone to ask for help, and partly because it shows me that this person is motivated enough to go through some more uncomfortable things in order to grow. And I admire that, and would love to help furthering that growth in any way I can. Now, you could argue that if someone was really that motivated to grow, they wouldn't mind putting in the extra hours to just figure it out themselves. At least that's how I used to argue. After all, you can practically find everything online. But see, that's also the problem. You can find everything online. If you're not careful and you don't know exactly what it is that you're looking for, you can easily waste so much time going through a whole lot of information that doesn't really help you at all. And that's aside from all the tempting recommended videos. But when you ask an actual person, you usually just get the answer to your question and then maybe some advice on top of that. Now, I'm not saying that the internet can't be helpful. Personally, it's been such a huge help just recently getting this entire YouTube thing set up, from what software to use to how to edit and whatnot. But to use exactly that as an example, having a friend or an acquaintance who'd be familiar with making YouTube videos would have saved me hours on finding that software and hours on editing my first video. Small piece of advice: make sure your audio is lined up with your visuals before you start editing. Not everybody knows that. On top of that, they'd be able to give me advice and point stuff out on things that I don't even know I should be paying attention to yet. It's kind of like that saying, don't reinvent the wheel, because people already know how to do all this stuff. So why would you waste your time trying to figure it out yourself from scratch instead of just learning how to from them if you have that option? So upon closer inspection, those earlier fears of looking stupid, being a bother, or wasting time by asking for help don't really have that much weight to them. Now, if it's hard for you to ask for help or even to ask questions in general, that's probably something that won't change overnight. It's something that I'm still working on myself as well. But I think it's nice to remember that the only person who's gonna have an issue with you asking for help is probably gonna be you. So I'd say just try to ask someone for help when you need it, even if it's just once in a while. But then again, those are just my wacky thoughts. What's up? Thank you for watching this video. I very much so appreciate it. If you liked it, please do leave a comment, leave a like, share it with other people. That would really mean the world to me. It would really help so much. Apart from that, I just hope you like the video for real, because it's something that's pretty close to home to me. It's something that I'm still, as I said, I'm still working on. And it's been nice to kind of put these thoughts in a row. So if you feel like you can relate to it, then just know you're not the only one. Yeah, that's about all I had to say for this week. Once again, I hope you enjoyed it, and I catch you guys on the next one, which is gonna be on Thursdays. I decided I will post on Thursdays now. Yeah, so subscribe if you don't want to miss it. Deuces. I can't believe I have like 7 takes. That's me screaming yes. That's dumb as hell.